Welcome back to Penny Vault, the ultimate treasure trove for coin collectors, history buffs, and anyone who knows that sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest stories. So buckle in, my friends, because what you're about to hear might just make you check your change jar a little closer than usual. To understand the 1998 Liberty dime, we first need to go back, way back, to the very origins of the American dime itself. The dime was born from the Coinage Act of 1792. The idea was simple but revolutionary: create a 10-cent coin that was small, easy to carry, and reflective of the young nation's values. Over the years, the dime saw several design changes, from the draped bust to the seated Liberty, and eventually to the barber dime, followed by the Mercury dime. But in 1946, something monumental happened. The United States Mint released the Roosevelt dime, designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt just a year after his death. His image replaced the beloved winged Liberty head, better known as the Mercury dime. And that design? It's still in use today. That's right, every dime you see now carries the image of FDR. Including our star of the show, the 1998 P. Let's zoom in on 1998. This was a pivotal time in America. Bill Clinton was president, the economy was booming, the internet was changing the world, and the U.S. Mint was continuing its steady output of coins for circulation. The 1998 P dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is identified by the letter P located on the obverse side of the coin, just next to the date. Over 1.2 billion of these dimes were minted that year. Yes, you heard that right, more than a billion. That sheer volume is one of the main reasons why this coin is often overlooked. But remember, just because something is common, doesn't mean it's not valuable or interesting. The obverse of the 1998 P dime features a strong, left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, his stern expression and confident posture symbolizing resilience and leadership. The inscriptions read "Liberty, in God we trust," the date 1998, and the all-important P mint mark. The reverse showcases a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. The torch symbolizes liberty, the olive branch represents peace, and the oak stands for strength and independence. Together, these three symbols tell the story of America's spirit and enduring will. Above all of this is the legend, United States of America, and below, the denomination, 1 dime. Now, let's talk money. When the 1998 P dime was first released into circulation, it was worth exactly what it said, 10 cents. It was pocket change. It bought you a portion of a phone call, a piece of gum, or part of a candy bar. But times change, and so do values. While most 1998 P dimes are still worth face value in worn condition, there are exceptions. In higher grades, especially those that have never been circulated, their value increases. In average circulated condition, you're still looking at around $0.10 to $0.15. However, for uncirculated specimens in pristine condition, especially those graded MS 65 or higher, the value can climb up to $0.65 in today's market. It's not earth-shattering money, but for a coin that's just 10 cents on paper, that's a 550% increase in value. Not bad for something that might be hiding in your kitchen drawer. Now we get into the juicy part, the errors and varieties that make the 1998 P dime a quiet superstar in the coin collecting world. Some of the most sought-after versions of this dime include asterisk off-center strikes, where the design is not properly centered on the coin, asterisk double dies, especially on the obverse, where you may see doubling in the word Liberty or the date 1998. Asterisk clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin is literally missing due to a mistake in the blank cutting process, asterisk die cracks and cut errors, small bumps or lines caused by worn dies that create unique, collectible variations. If you happen to find a 1998 P dime with any of these rare characteristics, its value could skyrocket into the double or even triple digits. So, what makes a 1998 P dime desirable to collectors? Here's what to watch for: *sharp, unblemished surfaces, full torch bands on the reverse, a key grading feature for Roosevelt dimes * luster and original mint shine. Unique errors or misprints ***. Collectors are always on the hunt for MS-67 and higher graded coins, as they are much harder to come by. If you find one in this condition, whether raw or slabbed by a grading service, it could be a small but mighty addition to your portfolio. Did you know, the Roosevelt dime is one of the few coins still in circulation today that hasn't had a major design change since its inception in 1946? That's nearly 80 years of consistency. Also, in pop culture, dimes have shown up in everything from rap lyrics to war movies. But in numismatics, it's the little things that often make the biggest noise. That's why the 1998 P dime, though common, still captures the hearts of dedicated collectors. So, next time you get change at the store, don't just drop that dime in a jar without a second glance. Take a moment. Look at the date. Look for that tiny P. Because the 1998 P Liberty 1 dime may not buy you much in the store, but in the world of coin collecting, it tells a story of American strength, history, and subtle value. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, you'll find one that turns that 10 cents into $10 or more. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of dimes, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin videos, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a treasure from Penny Vault. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a 1998 P dime, or if you have a story about a coin that surprised you with its value. Today, we're diving deep into the story, history, and rising value of the 1986 D Liberty 1 dime, one of the most common, yet surprisingly collectible, coins of the late 20th century. Before we explore the 1986 D dime itself, let's rewind a bit and talk about the rich legacy of the United States dime. The dime, representing 10 cents, has been part of American coinage since 1796. Originally made of silver, early dimes featured the classic draped bust, and then transitioned through many iconic designs, from the capped bust to the beloved seated Liberty, and then the famous barber dime. In 1916, the United States Mint introduced what is often hailed as one of the most beautiful coins ever struck, the winged Liberty head dime, also known as the Mercury dime. But by 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the dime took on a new face, quite literally, becoming the Roosevelt dime we know today. Fast forward to 1986, the Cold War was still on, Ronald Reagan was president, and the U.S. Mint was churning out billions of coins for commerce. Among those was the 1986 D Liberty 1 dime, struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark on the coin's obverse, just above the date. On the front, or obverse, you'll see the unmistakable profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The inscriptions include the word Liberty, the national motto, "In God We Trust," the date, 1986, and the tiny but crucial D mint mark. Flip it over to the reverse, and you'll find the traditional torch flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Above it proudly reads, United States of America, and beneath the torch, 1 dime. Here's where things get interesting. In 1986, the Denver Mint produced a whopping 730,144,000 dimes, that's over 730 million coins. With such a large mintage, these dimes flooded into circulation across the United States. They were used in vending machines, pay phones, laundry machines, and cash registers. The 1986 D dime was never scarce, it was a true workhorse coin of the American economy. However, over time, most of these coins experienced heavy wear. Very few survived in uncirculated condition or with sharp details. And that's where the collector market finds its value today. So, what makes a 1986 D Liberty dime worth more than 10 cents? Well, the base coin in circulated condition is still widely seen as just a regular dime, but collectors look for high-grade examples, coins with full torch bands, and mint errors that can skyrocket the value. A coin graded MS-67 or higher with full bands, FB, meaning the horizontal lines on the torch are fully visible and well struck, can be a challenge to find. These coins stand out, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. As of now, even a modest, circulated 1986 D Liberty dime is fetching an average market value of 59 cents, that's nearly 6 times its face value. Asterisk, but rare, uncirculated examples have sold for $20 to $50 depending on condition and grading. And if you ever stumble across a coin with a mint error, like an off-center strike, a die crack, or even a missing mint mark, those coins can go for hundreds of dollars at auction. The numismatic world has changed over the decades. More people are collecting now than ever before, thanks to social media, YouTube, and online coin marketplaces. And the demand for seemingly common coins in high grades has surged. The 1986 D dime, once ignored, is now recognized as a hidden gem in the coin collecting world. Its value might seem small today, around 59 cents in average condition, but for a coin you might find in your change, that's a pretty solid return. And as collectors focus on completing Roosevelt dime sets from 1946 to the present, every coin, even the common ones, play a role. A flawless 1986 D dime could be the last piece someone needs to finish a perfect set. If you're searching your coins at home, here's what you need to look for in a 1986 D dime: sharp details on Roosevelt's hair and cheek, full horizontal bands on the torch, no scratches or dings, clear, readable date and mint mark. Any signs of mint errors like doubling, die cracks, or misalignment. The 1986 D Liberty 1 dime might not make headlines like rare gold coins or million-dollar pennies, but its quiet value lies in its accessibility. It's a piece of history you might already have in your pocket, purse, or change jar. Every coin tells a story, and the 1986 D dime tells the tale of a nation on the move, an economy in flux, and a president who left his mark on more than just politics. Asterisk, so next time you get change back, don't just toss that dime aside. Take a closer look, it might be more valuable than you think. Asterisk, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Penny Vault, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. Asterisk, have you found a 1986 D dime with a cool feature? Let us know in the comments below. Asterisk, and remember, every coin has a story, and every story adds up to something priceless. Asterisk. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that's passed through decades of American history, a tiny piece of metal that's traveled through gas stations, vending machines, and the pockets of millions. Today, we take you deep into the captivating story of one of the most overlooked yet essential coins in American currency, the 1981 Liberty 1 dime. 1981 Liberty 1 dime, a small coin with a big legacy. At first glance, the 1981 Liberty 1 dime might look like just another piece of pocket change. It's small, silver in color, and weighs just a little over 2 grams. But beneath that modest surface lies a legacy forged through war, economic change, and a nation's growth. This coin is more than just 10 cents. It's a symbol of progress, freedom, and American resilience. And if you've got one in your collection, you're holding a relic from a time when the U.S. was finding its identity again after the economic tremors of the 1970s. To truly appreciate the 1981 dime, we need to go back, way back. The story of the American dime began in 1796, just 7 years after George Washington took office. Back then, the dime was designed to reflect liberty and the ideals of the young republic. Fast forward to 1946, after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the U.S. Mint decided to honor him by placing his image on the dime. Why Roosevelt? Because of his critical role in founding the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio. His leadership in both the Depression and World War II earned him a permanent place on America's smallest coin. That design, known as the Roosevelt dime, has been minted ever since, and the 1981 edition is part of that historic line. Let's rewind to the year 1981. Ronald Reagan had just been sworn in as President of the United States. MTV played its first ever music video. The economy was in flux, with high inflation and rising unemployment. Gas cost about $1.25 per gallon, and personal computers were just entering the home market. In the midst of all this change, the U.S. Mint was hard at work, producing millions of dimes, including the one that would go on to become our star today, the 1981 Liberty 1 dime. On the obverse side, that's the front, you'll find the left-facing profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt. The word liberty stands tall along the edge, reminding Americans of the very principle their country stands on. Just beneath Roosevelt's chin, you'll see the national motto, "In God We Trust." The date 1981 sits at the bottom, a quiet but powerful reminder of the era from which this coin hails. Flip it over, and you'll see the torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch. These symbols represent liberty, peace, and strength, core American values, and inscribed above, in bold letters, United States of America, and the iconic words, 1 dime. Simple. Bold. Patriotic. Now, don't let the shiny appearance fool you. The 1981 Liberty 1 dime contains no silver. Prior to 1965, U.S. dimes were made of 90% silver. But the rising cost of silver pushed the mint to shift to a copper-nickel-clad composition. The 1981 dime consists of a core of pure copper, sandwiched between two outer layers of copper-nickel alloy, making it both cost-effective and durable for everyday use. That's why if you strike a 1981 dime on a hard surface, it gives off a slightly higher-pitched sound compared to its pre-1965 silver ancestors. Let's talk numbers. The kind coin collectors love. In 1981, the U.S. Mint produced the Liberty 1 dime at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, over 676 million dimes; Denver, D mint mark, over 676 million again; San Francisco, S mint mark. These were specially struck proof coins for collectors, totaling around 4.9 million. That's over 1.3 billion circulating dimes just from that year alone. Because of that high mintage, most 1981 dimes are still fairly common in circulation. You might even find one in your change today if you're lucky. Okay, so you found a 1981 dime. What's it worth? In circulated condition, the 1981 Liberty 1 dime is worth exactly what you'd expect, 10 cents. In fact, it's estimated that the average circulated 1981 dime has a collector value of about $0.10 to $0.15, depending on where. However, in brilliant uncirculated condition, the kind that's never been touched by human hands or worn down in someone's pocket, its value can rise to $0.30 to $0.50. And the current estimated market value for a pristine 1981 Liberty 1 dime is around $0.47. That might not sound like much, but remember, we're talking about a mass-produced coin with billions in circulation. The rarity lies in the condition. Collectors don't just look for rare coins, they look for coins with stories, coins in mint condition, and coins that help complete a timeline. The 1981 Liberty 1 dime is especially popular among Roosevelt dime collectors who aim to gather one of each year and mint mark. There are also known errors and varieties in some 1981 dimes that can make them worth far more than face value. For example, some of these error coins have sold for $20 to $200 or more depending on rarity and condition. Here's how you can tell if your 1981 dime might be worth more than just 10 cents. Check the condition. Is it shiny, flawless, and free of scratches? If yes, it's UNC or even proof. Look for a mint mark. An S means it's a proof coin from San Francisco. Examine with a magnifier. Look closely at the lettering and date. Any doubling or off-center features? Weigh the coin. Standard weight is about 2.27 grams. If it weighs significantly more or less, it could be a striking error, so don't just toss your dimes in a jar, inspect them. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Got a mint condition 1981 Liberty 1 dime or an error variety? Here's where you can turn it into profit. Online marketplaces like eBay, Etsy, or NumisBid's local coin shows or numismatic clubs certified coin dealers *, and don't forget to get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC for maximum value. So, the next time you get change from a store, look closely at your dimes. That tiny 1981 Liberty 1 dime could be more than pocket change. It could be your gateway into a world of history, craftsmanship, and maybe even a little extra cash. Coins are more than metal. They're time machines. And each one tells a story, of presidents, wars, economies, and people. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time with the 1981 Liberty 1 dime. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on the hidden treasures in your own pocket change. The world's most fascinating coins, forgotten fortunes, and the secret treasures hiding in plain sight. Today, we're cracking open the story of a coin that you've probably seen 100 times, but never really looked at. Yes, we're talking about the 2006 Liberty 1 dime, a small silver-colored coin with a massive legacy. Believe it or not, this 10-cent piece holds more value than you think. Whether you're a curious collector, a coin enthusiast, or just someone who loves untold stories from America's rich monetary history, buckle up, because this is going to be a ride you don't want to miss. Let's rewind the clock a little. The story of the Liberty dime, better known as the Roosevelt dime, begins back in 1946. After the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1945, the United States Mint wanted to honor the man who not only led America through the Great Depression and World War II but also championed the fight against polio. That's why the dime was chosen. Roosevelt had a special connection to the dime. He founded the March of Dimes Foundation in the 1930s, an organization that raised funds to battle polio, which Roosevelt himself had suffered from. What better way to pay tribute than by placing his face on the very coin associated with the fight? Designed by John R. Sinek, the dime has remained remarkably consistent in appearance ever since. It features Roosevelt's strong, determined profile on the obverse, symbolizing resilience, leadership, and courage. Let's zoom in on the design of the 2006 Liberty 1 dime. On the obverse side, you'll see the left-facing bust of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the word Liberty positioned to the left of his profile, the motto "In God We Trust" just beneath Roosevelt's neck, the year 2006 on the lower right, and, of course, the small but significant D mint mark, just above the date, indicating it was minted in Denver, Colorado. Now, flip the coin and on the reverse, you'll find a composition rich with symbolism. At the center, a torch representing liberty. To the left, an olive branch, symbolizing peace. To the right, an oak branch, representing strength and independence. Surrounding it are the inscriptions, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and 1 dime. All this detail packed into a coin barely bigger than a fingernail. It's a masterclass in compact design. In 2006, the Denver Mint struck approximately 1.2 billion Roosevelt dimes. That's right, over a billion coins. The 2006 dime was meant for everyday use, change in your pockets, coins in vending machines, and all the little everyday transactions that make up American commerce. It's made of a copper-nickel clad composition, which replaced the old silver dimes back in 1965. The coin has a diameter of 17.91 mm, weighs 2.27 grams, and has a reeded edge with 118 ridges. Despite its massive mintage, the coin has become increasingly popular among collectors who are seeking uncirculated examples, proof-like strikes, and error varieties, which we'll talk about soon. Now let's talk money. How much is a 2006 Liberty 1 dime actually worth? If you just found one in your spare change, it's likely worth, you guessed it, 10 cents. But hold on. If that dime is in excellent condition, say, uncirculated or mint state, MS 65 or higher, its value increases. On average, a 2006 dime in mint state is valued at around $0.30 to $0.41, depending on condition, luster, and strike quality. That's over 4 times its face value. Not bad for a coin you might have ignored in a drawer. Now here's where things get really interesting. Collectors love errors, and even a modern coin like the 2006 dime has its fair share. Some valuable varieties include off-center strikes ***, coins that were struck incorrectly and show a portion of the design missing or off the planchet. These can sell for anywhere from $5 to $50, depending on the percentage of off-center. double dies asterisk asterisk. If there's doubling on the date or letters like Liberty or In God We Trust, collectors are ready to pay a premium. These errors can fetch $20 to $100 or more, clipped planchets asterisk asterisk, where a section of the coin is visibly clipped off. These minting anomalies can also bring in $10 to $40 depending on the size and severity. So if you've got a 2006 D dime, take a good look under a magnifying glass. You might be holding a small treasure. The 2006 D Liberty 1 dime isn't just another coin in circulation. For many collectors, it marks a transitional era in modern coinage, when U.S. coins maintained their historic designs but production quality saw innovations. Because these dimes were mass-produced, most are considered common, but finding one in high mint state, with full torch lines on the reverse, known as full bands, FB, is where things get exciting. FB dimes are graded higher because the intricate design of the torch's bands is completely struck and visible. These can bring in $3 to $10, depending on overall condition and grading. Combine that with the appeal of Denver Mint coins, known for sharper strikes, and you've got a dime worth adding to your collection. You might be wondering, is it worth collecting a coin that's only worth 41 cents today? And the answer is, absolutely, yes. Here's why. Coins like the 2006 D dime offer entry-level investing for beginners. You don't need thousands of dollars to start, just a keen eye and a little knowledge. Error coins and high-grade examples tend to appreciate over time, especially as supplies shrink due to wear and circulation loss. And finally, as collectors begin completing full-year dime sets, coins from the 2000s will become more sought after, especially those in pristine condition. So don't underestimate the little guy. This tiny dime could very well be a hidden gem in your change jar. So there you have it, folks, the full story of the 2006 D Liberty 1 dime. From Roosevelt's legacy to its modern market value of $0.41, this coin is living proof that every coin has a story, and every story can be part of your collection. If you've got one of these dimes, hold on to it. Check it for errors, examine the strike, and remember, in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest coin can lead to the biggest surprise. What do you think? Do you have a 2006 D dime in your stash? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Penny Vault, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a treasure story again. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting. We're diving into the fascinating story of a seemingly ordinary coin, a coin you might have passed off as just spare change. But what if I told you this little dime holds more than just 10 cents in value? Yes, we're talking about the 2017 P Liberty 1 dime, a small silver-colored piece with a rich backstory, unique traits, and yes, a surprising current market value of 85 cents in circulated condition. So, buckle up, because what you're about to discover will forever change the way you look at your pocket change. First things first, what exactly is the 2017 P Liberty 1 dime? This coin is officially known as the 2017 Roosevelt dime, named after the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt. But that simple name doesn't capture its deep historical roots or its modern-day collector appeal. The front side features a left-facing portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinnock back in 1946, the year Roosevelt died. Sinnock was the chief engraver of the United States Mint, and his initials, JS, are subtly placed at the base of Roosevelt's neck. You'll also see the word Liberty, the national motto In God We Trust, the year 2017, and the all-important P mint mark, denoting that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Flip the coin, and you'll see a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty. It's flanked by an olive branch on the left, representing peace, and an oak branch on the right, representing strength and independence. Encircling these elements are the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, Latin for, out of many, one, and of course, the denomination 1 dime. A work of miniature art, if you ask me. Now here's where things get really interesting. For the first time in history, 2017 was the year the Philadelphia Mint added a P mint mark to the Roosevelt dime. Wait, haven't coins from Philadelphia existed forever? The Roosevelt dime had never included a P Mint mark until this exact year. To commemorate the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint, the Mint broke a long-standing tradition by finally placing the P on the dime, something collectors and historians immediately recognized as iconic. This seemingly minor change transformed a regular circulation coin into a piece of numismatic history. It was a one-time design tweak. In 2018, the dime reverted to its previous no-mint mark status for Philadelphia-struck coins. So yes, friends, the 2017 P dime is the only Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark ever issued for circulation. That makes it special. That makes it rare in a technical sense. And that makes it very desirable to collectors building date and mint sets. So how many were made? Brace yourself. Over 1.46 billion 2017 P dimes were minted at the Philadelphia Mint. That's a huge number. But don't let it fool you. While the mintage is high, the historical significance of the mint mark is what truly gives it collector value. Remember, not every valuable coin is rare because of its quantity. Sometimes it's all about the context and the story. And let's face it, most of these coins are in circulation. That means they've been rattling around in pockets, vending machines, laundry rooms, and gas stations. Finding one in pristine condition? That's a challenge. Fun fact, even coins graded MS-65, mint state, by PCGS or NGC can fetch higher prices than you'd expect for such a modern coin. In circulated condition, the 2017 P Liberty 1 dime is worth approximately 85 cents in today's collector market. That's 50% of its face value. Not bad for a coin you might find under your car seat. Collectors are willing to pay this premium not just because of the mint mark, but because they want to preserve history. Every 2017 P dime in excellent condition is a tiny monument to the evolution of the U.S. Mint. Even if you come across one that's been slightly worn, it still carries value above 10 cents. And if you find one in uncirculated, MS condition, or part of a complete set, you're looking at even better returns. Some specimens in superb gem condition, MS 68 and above, have sold for over $20 each in auctions. If you're sorting through pocket change, coin rolls, or inherited coin jars, here's what to look for. First, check the date. Must be 2017. Look for the P mint mark on the obverse, near Roosevelt's neck. Examine the condition. Check for sharp details, luster, and minimal wear. If it looks fresh and clean, consider grading it professionally. Rare errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks can push value even higher. Take a high-quality photo of the coin and compare it with professional grading sites. That small dime might just be your big break. The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946, replacing the winged Liberty Head dime, also known as the Mercury dime. Why Roosevelt? Because he was a strong advocate for public health and helped create the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, a disease he himself battled. Honoring him on the dime was a symbolic and emotional tribute to his legacy. So each time you hold a Roosevelt dime, especially one as unique as the 2017 P, you're holding a piece of American tribute, resilience, and unity. So there you have it, my fellow numismatic explorers, the 2017 P Liberty 1 dime. A coin that may be small in size, but massive in meaning. It's the only Roosevelt dime to ever bear a Philadelphia mint mark. It has historical importance and collector appeal, and even in circulation, it's worth almost 9 times its face value. *** 85 cents ***. So the next time you get a dime in your change, take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden gem in your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because here at Penny Vault, we're unlocking the stories behind the world's most fascinating coins every single week. Got a rare coin of your own? Drop a comment below and let us know what treasures you found.